so long ago. But to me, it seems like days ago that the tragedy of my existence became reality. A strange life form named Utnapishtin crashed into my world asking for my help, and a rash decision changed my life forever. I entered into a pact with this devil, and in exchange of mending his body, I would receive eternal life. How naive of me to believe that immortality would be a gift. For many seasons, I used my medicinal knowledge to care for the strange visitor, while neglecting all other duties as ruler of Uruk. Following Utnapishtin's direction, I gained knowledge on the foods that would aid in his recovery. Time had passed, without much thought to the repercussions of my earlier decision. But one day, my help as caretaker was no longer needed. Utnapishtin began to show signs of improvement. That was the day Utnapishtin announced he was ready to finish his mission and resume his voyage to the Red Planet. Unprompted, he also told me he was ready to repay his debt to me.
"Are you ready for immortality?"
he asked while pointing to a chamber in the vessel I had never seen before. Thoughts swirled in my mind, but without much hesitation I answered, yes. Not many memories remain from the events that followed. Vague images of a hand reaching for a lever, and then pain. My mind was dragged into a never-ending hole, spiraling out of control. Then a bright light burned every part of my body. Silence and darkness followed. Did the being trick me? The word awake filled the chamber at once. Slowly coming to my senses, I realized that it was Utnapishtin speaking my name. I opened and closed my eyes repeatedly until I saw him staring intently at me. Strangely, he avoided my gaze. And with a voice filled with seriousness, he said,
"My debt to you has been fulfilled. Your life will never be the same again."
I listened but could not help to doubt. Utnapishtin's eyes carried a look of guilt and concern, but I did not care enough to ask or think about the reason. I was a god among men. My extended absence in Uruk had caused a rift amongst my people. Treachery and gold filled the hearts and hands of men who profited from my absence. The sweet taste of power is not easily returned and is never forgotten. Fearful of my return, a plan of betrayal was born. My brother in arms, my confidant, Humbaba, was chosen to carry out my murder. Utnapishtin was eager to leave. He spoke with concern, repeatedly asking me to come with him. I refused, never considering that my decision to stay could be incorrect. Utnapishtin headed to the entrance of his vessel. He turned around to give one last inviting look before vanishing inside the sphere. Lost in thought, I looked up at the sphere while it noisily ascended into the sky to disappear into space. I've made many wrong decisions during my lifetime, but staying on this planet to expand my kingdom would forever haunt me. My horses had perished, so the trek back to Uruk would take 2 days. The desert sun burned my skin while the icy night threatened to break my spirit. My body screamed for water, but my thirst for power was stronger. Despite all the pain, I continued. On the second morning, in the distance, I saw my beloved kingdom. I was not aware, but for seasons now, Humbaba, now an emissary of death, had been awaiting my return. Humbaba spotted me at a distance, while I slowly approached Uruk. with a deadly aim pointed at me. Humbaba's marksmanship was unquestionable that icy morning. He effortlessly let his arrow fly. Moments before my death, I heard a buzz get louder, and in that instance, the arrow parted my chest and penetrated my heart. I had died, or so I had thought for the first time. I pulled the arrow out and a burning pain spread through my chest. Enraged, I looked up and saw Humbaba. I ran faster than ever before, charging in the traitor's direction. Humbaba looked confused and clumsily moved for another arrow. I reached him before he could do anything to defend himself. With ravenous fury, I threw him down on the sand and began to stab his chest and face with his own arrow. Standing over Humbaba's lifeless corpse, the fragility of human life became self-evident. I no longer belonged to the realm of men. I was alive, more alive than ever before. My immortality was real. A primal, defiant scream escaped my body. The birth of my new self sank in. The transformation was complete. Utnapishtin had not lied. He had created a new Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh, the immortal.